The energy is unhinged, unbothered. It's lose my number. It's new phone, who dis? It's can I help you? It's excuse me? Can I help you find your seat, sir? It's Mad Hatter energy in the best way. And I'm here for it. I love it. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome my daisies. If you're new here, my name's Olivia. I'm so happy to see you. And if you're returning, welcome, my darling. We got some new cards, so we got a new spread. So let's get into the message, okay? You feel so brand new, okay? In like the best unapologetic way possible. And in previous messages, we've talked about this, but I feel like it was the approach of this energy. And now you're really starting to embody it. And you're like walking about it. You're walking in it. You were like, I am that bitch. I am that sir. I am that thing. Whatever it is that you want, you know, that confidence, it's on fire. And it's just gonna keep getting higher and hotter. Okay? We love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, what else? Before we get into the cards. The first card we have out is Awakening. It's energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. You're elevating. You are floating like through life. You're on cloud nine. All the work you've done is like really starting to like click in for your body. It's like Legos. It's like puzzle pieces just like snapping daily. Like you are elevating so freaking fast. People can't keep up with you. People try, they can't keep up with you. Okay. And that's also, I'm also going to talk really fast probably in this one because the energy is moving wildly fast. Okay. Yesterday was the first day of the start of the fire horse, the new year, which fire horse, need I say more? We are running out the gates. So the energy is so intense right now. And also not everybody is going to experience the energy in a good way right now. It also could be very like dense for some. So that could also be happening for you too. But if you are feeling more dense than energized, just sit with it, move through it, you know, do whatever your practices are, whatever that is, journaling, meditation, yoga, running, bubble bath, a walk in the park, whatever it is, to just keep yourself grounded and steady through this time, because it will pass and you will start to feel this whirlwind of like, let's go. Let's make shit happen. What's on the schedule for today? Let's do it, because I'm ready. I'm here. I'm prepared. I got what I need, and I'm doing it. You're not apologizing. You are really embodying this new energy, and it's so freeing and it's invigorating, and you just feel weightless right now. Like nothing can touch you. You're like, it's a careless energy, but like a in a soft way, you know. It's like, I'm walking for me. I'm living for me. This is me in my best life. This is me taking care of me. This is what that looks like. Like everything you've been through, I've said this before, has gotten you to this period. But it's like all the disrespect, all the past hurts, all the heartbreak, all the betrayals, it has like unlocked something within you, because that pain, like you get your best creations from pain, you know, whether it's poetry, it's music, it's art, anything like that. Like people who have a deep pain, they bring a sense of beauty, and it's something people can feel, you know, people can resonate with, and that brings people together. And we don't really realize how integral our pain and our dark parts are for our purpose and what we're doing. You know, we try to suppress it, and we just try to keep it light, to keep it like on the surface, like no one needs to go down there. But it's like that's where all your creation is, and we don't really realize how how important those pieces of us are, because they are a part of us, and they shouldn't be hidden away. They shouldn't be locked, trapped in the basement somewhere. You know, they need to sit next to us. Like, we need to sit with those what's the word? I don't want to say the wrong word. Just give me a second. Unaccepted, like those unaccepted parts of us. And I don't want to necessarily say unaccepted by you, but unaccepted by others. The hurts that maybe no one really ever let you speak about. You know, they dismissed you. You tried to bring it up. You tried to heal through maybe your family or friends or relationships, and you got shut down. You got dismissed. You weren't allowed to speak on it. And you dug it really deep. It's really deep down there. And I want you to know that those parts of you is what brings your creation. That is where your biggest, and I'm not talking like success. It could lead to like your greatest success, but that is where your fire is. And you need to learn how to tap into that. And when I say tap into it, it's really all about facing it. And I'm sorry if somebody never held the space for you to heal it with them. You know, when we're healing, we want to be able to heal with the people that caused the pain in the first place, but we don't always get that. And I'm so sorry if that is your case, but I need you to know that in this life, no matter what happens, no matter who's involved, it is you versus you. It is you and God. There's really nothing else. We can look around the world and we can add all the distractions we want. At the end of the day, it is you and you. It is you and God, and you are the person that has the strength to heal it, because that other person could say whatever they want. They could give you an apology that is ungenuine, and you still don't receive that missing puzzle piece that clicks in and like makes you feel whole. No one can give that to you. Someone can help you get there, but like you have to give that to you, because even at the end of the day, you have to give that forgiveness. So it's kind of like the message kind of just went so right. We harbor a lot of grudges in our body, and we don't realize how that energy blocks us from our greatest gifts, our greatest purposes, our path. We don't realize how it really stunts our growth, because we're like holding on to this thing that we don't really think is a big deal, but it's so much bigger than we realize. And when we hold those bad feelings, that deep anger, possibly, because if it's such a deep hurt, there is anger there because you didn't deserve, you just didn't deserve it. So learning how to forgive is such a large part of this journey. Because we don't realize how the only person who would hold back is us. You know, maybe we don't say a certain thing because we don't want to step on any toes. Maybe we don't publish a certain thing because we don't want that one person to like see it, because we don't want to be judged by that one person, that one thing that really it like stops us. It stunts us in such a way, and it holds us back at the gate. And we don't understand how those deep depths of us that we push down really aren't that deep. Maybe they're subconscious, and maybe for you, they're at a very, like you push them really far back in your mind, but you don't realize how they are standing right next to you every day in every decision that you make. And that is what I mean when I say that you have to tap into the darkness, because you have to look at it for what it is. And it's so funny because I have all these cards, but I don't even know if I'm really even going to get into them, because the message is going a different way. And I kind of had this on my heart earlier, so I'm not surprised that it's here. For somebody, this could be a parent. Now, this is an invitation to a new perspective, okay? I'm not saying that this is easy. I'm not saying you even have to accept this invitation. And I'm not saying this is something you do in a minute, okay? But it's all it is, it's an invitation for you to look at life in a different way. If this is pain caused by a parent, a family member, especially a parent though, one moment, I want to make sure I say this right. As children, we have a way of looking at our parents. You know, they are supposed to be our protectors. They're supposed to be the people who teach us the difference between right and wrong. They're the people who are supposed to guide us and care for us and love us in the best way possible. They're the people who are supposed to keep us safe from the world and its outside forces. And they are the people that, like, no matter what, they always have to be like on. And because of this child-parent dynamic, as children, we forget that they are people first. They are human beings within themselves first. Wow, this message really slowed down like so much. I don't know how old you are, okay? And I don't know if you actually do have any children or not. And you might be able to understand more so if you do have kids. But if you don't, especially, have children, think about yourself, either today, who you are today in your age, or maybe even think back to yourself at the age that your parents had you, like the time that they were raising you, between like 1 and 10, you know? Do you think, that sounded condescending, I'm sorry, that came out wrong. Do you think that at that phase in your life, if you had a child, that you would have been able to show up 100% for them in the way that maybe you expected your parent to show up for you? Our parents were also children who experienced trauma. There are also children who were disrespected and dismissed by their own parents. They are children first. They are people first before their parents. And I know that's a really hard concept. And I don't want you to think that I'm like coming from a perspective, like I say on everything, I don't speak on anything I don't understand. Like I don't speak to my father. It's been like a decade. Okay. I understand this sensitivity of this message. Okay. And I've also, you know, worked alongside with my mom, like really having to understand how people are people first before they're whatever label life puts on them. Okay. And this is a really hard concept to get next to, I've noticed, for some people. So I just want to move through this as delicate as I can. when we can remove ourselves as a child, and we can just look at our parents as people first, and especially the collective that is tuned into this message, you're very bright. You're emotionally intelligent. You're not a dummy. Okay, you understand what trauma looks like on people. But sometimes when it's our parent, it's really hard to look at them that way because we see them in a certain light, and it's hard to divide them and basically group them with the masses. One second. A lot of you here are also generational curse breakers. Whether maybe you even know that or not, the work that you've been doing in your life, you don't operate the same way as your family. You could have been different always, and you see life through a different lens. You operate a little differently. You don't have the same path as everybody else, and you don't realize how you, I don't want to say stepping out of line, but stepping out of the generational line that you're whoa. Throat block. I'm seeing like a line of slaves that have shackles on their feet and they're walking through dirt. We don't understand where our family comes from necessarily when it comes to trauma. We know the stories, we know the history maybe, but especially the last couple generations, mental health was not a conversation. Okay, you need to understand, if somebody had mental health issues, they were sent to the loony bin or they were put on medication. Like it was like psychosis. Like it wasn't accepted. You were crazy. You were considered crazy. Trying to fix yourself was literally labeled you a psycho. So we really have to like understand that our parents and their parents and the generations come from such a place that was so suppressed. And wow, this message got so deep. I gotta stop saying that because I keep throwing myself off. They come from such a place that was so suppressed and secretive that we really don't know what happened. Okay? I need you to understand that. The abuse that gets passed down, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or sexual. Okay, let's make that a fucking conversation. That nobody wants to pretend like that shit happens. Everything was a secret. No one was allowed to know. Everything was a performance. You stayed in line. You stayed in fucking line. You shackled yourself to the family line and you did what you were told. And step out and God forbid. We live in a different time, okay? Mental health is on the rise. People are understanding their trauma. People are understanding the psychology behind it all. People are understanding the universe and how that plays a role. And everything is like, it's like Pandora's box is opening and we don't even realize it. And the energy on earth is not the same. So when we look back at our family, can we call for judgment? Yes, because people at the end of the day have a choice how they show up in life. Okay, just because you were mistreated doesn't mean you have to replicate that onto your children. But again, if they weren't given the right tools, the right resources, the right understanding, the right knowledge, also understand the couple generations back, especially if it's immigrant families, like they didn't have education. Like my grandpa couldn't read. Okay? Italian family, like he did not have an education. So like If someone doesn't even have the basics, you definitely cannot expect them to have advanced understanding. And it's such a perspective to look at life. It's such a perspective to look at family, because family can really fuck you up. And there's a lot of pain and judgment harbored from that. And we hold that in. And we also don't realize, my generational curse breakers, you are not just holding your own baggage. You are holding like 7 generations of baggage. And all your ancestors put it on your doorstep and they say, hey kid, we're so glad you're here. Buckle up, it's a shit show in there. Okay? And there's just shit everywhere. There's mismatching socks. There's pants with all different kinds of sizes. There's shoes that don't match. There's shoes without soles. There's jackets and hats and all these characteristics, all these patterns, all these small-minded understandings that were passed down and now placed upon you. I never said it was a breeze. I never said it was easy, and I never said that it was fair. But you have such a calling on your life, and you don't know it. You're walking through life, and you're doing all the beautiful things that you're called to do, and you're starting to really embody that more and more every day, more so recently in the last year or so. But you really don't realize that one thing you heal over here goes back decades. You don't know. And you also don't realize how your gifts, your passions, your talents, when you embody them, you free somebody in your generational line who was suppressed, who never got to publish that book or sing that song or open that business or create that invention. You don't understand the connection between the, I don't want to say you don't understand, because I'm not talking to you like you're not smart, like you're not intelligent. Like if you're here, this is hitting something for you, and it's unlocking a perspective for you to look at your life in a different way. So when I say you don't understand, please don't misunderstand me, because I'm not saying it from a place of you're not smart. The people that this message will find, this, what I'm saying, will unlock something for you to start to heal in a different way. But we don't understand. You know, I had to come to these decisions. So let me. Never mind. That might be a message for another time. We look out at life, and we look at our families, and we look at our situations, and we don't look at life in this way. Most of us, we weren't taught to look at life this way. You know, no one put this in a textbook for us. You know, this is family. This is familiar energy, and we don't realize that when we step out of line, quite literally, and we start paving our own path. First of all, like I said, the people that you free in your generational line, I know they're not here anymore, but even if you do have people, if you're lucky enough to have like your grandparents are still around, or even your great-great-grandparents, hopefully they're supportive of you, but you don't know how like freeing it is for them to see you living your passions and your dreams when they never could. So to see that it's possible, or it was possible for you to get there, you don't know what that does. So you're walking through life just being like the magical little boo-boo that you are. Meanwhile, you're a walking healing stick and you don't even know it. Okay. You gotta start knowing this. Life is so much more complex. We think it's just like we wake up, we show up, we go to work, we go to bed. We're miserable in jobs we don't want. We're in relationships that don't love us back. Traffic sucks. You know, like, it's so much more than that. It's so much deeper than that. There's so much shit going on. You have healing powers that I invite you to start tapping into. Hold on. Hey now. Go ahead, baby. I know this message got so far off from like your parents, but it really is all it's all relevant. Because again, your parents were handed the same option. Not options, because again, they come from a different time, but they were handed the same choice in a sense. A choice you made that they didn't make. And again, it was based on their upbringing, based on their understanding. You know, a lot of older generations, it's very small-minded energy. It's very suppressed. It's very, no, you cannot. It's don't do that. It's stay put. It's fear. And maybe back then in that time, they had reason to be fearful. But times are different, things are different, and not so much anymore. But you have to know that when people are so rigid like that, that's what it is. It's fear of something that they don't understand, fear of something they were never allowed to express. So don't talk about like my broken dreams. Have you ever seen someone who, like, this happens to athletes all the time, like they're on their way, you know, they're gonna go big, and then they get hurt, and then they become like they work at the dock, or, you know, they work at a package company for the rest of their life, and they are miserable beyond because their dream was taken and they never learned how to move beyond it. That was oddly specific. I don't recall where I was going with that one. Right, so their dream ended, they didn't have a plan after that, and life ended after that. Now, a person who experiences something like that can get stuck. And then people like that can vicariously try to live through their children. There's a lot of messages coming through for a lot of different people in this one. So to really understand yourself, is to really understand where you come from. And I want you to know that you're on the right path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because again, the world is elevating in a way that's never been before, and the energy is really fast. I wasn't kidding when I said the energy was really fast in the beginning of this message. This message was very misleading, though. I will tell you that. I know it's hard to look at somebody who put pain upon you, that had a choice not to in their life. They could have showed up different. They could have chosen different. They could have loved you different. But honey, I want you to know, when the pain is so heavy, when the understanding is not there, they are lost at sea. And God will send them a rescue boat. You know that story? What is that story? Where that guy is like, it's a story of like a man like drowning in the water, and God sends like I don't know the specifics. It's like a life raft, and then it's like a boat, and then it's like a big ship or something like that. And he turns away each one because he's like, no, God will save me. And it's like, well, that was me trying to save you. So these people have constant options to choose different, but when you're doing something for so long, it's so hard to shift that. And I understand that. But for your own heart and your own healing, we have to look at all people like people and understand that all people went through their own trauma. I had family members who put things upon me that I should never have held. That was their pain, their trauma, their misunderstanding, their confusion, their lost soul. Did I deserve that? Absolutely fucking not. Did you deserve that? Absolutely fucking not. You are just the first one in your family line in a really, really long time who has the understanding in your brain to even comprehend what's going on. Okay, it's one thing to comprehend or read a room. It's another thing to read the room, dissect the room, take notes on the room, study the room, and then like become the room. Like you see it all. You see everything. Do you know what kind of soul you have to be so locked in? I'm gonna ask you that again. Do you know how magical you have to be on that level of understanding, of intelligence, of genius, of comprehension, of empathy? Because at all in all, regardless of your understanding, you have empathy. You understand. You have compassion from where these people came from. Can you have that same compassion and understanding for a parent, though? I know you can, because you clearly can do it. And this is a very important part of your healing. Because again, our parents are our first protectors. And if you don't feel protected by the people who God created to protect you, you will feel so let down and disappointed. And you will continue to chase that letdown and that disappointment. Because again, you can push it down all you want. It stands right next to you in every decision you make. every step you take. And I don't say that to like, dun, dun, dun. I really say it to say, hello, with so much love and compassion, because this is not an easy thing. See, me and my mom, we are very close. Okay, so it is very easy for me to have this understanding and the compassion for her, that she was her own person, she was going through her own things, and to show up the way I needed her to, maybe in times, and she couldn't. I understand. You know, I witnessed a lot of things, and I can see how I wouldn't be, you know, some days I can't even handle me. Now give me a kid and another kid and a husband and Bill and all the shit, you know? Now my dad, on the other hand, grade A narcissist, left the family, started a new family, never cared, never checked in, wasn't a father, no responsibility for his children. And I don't talk about myself just cause I do it to connect with you, because you might have a similar situation. And again, I understand, you guys. I walked it. I know. I do. And I have a really hard time making peace with him, because I've tried so many times to fix it, you know, to mend a wound that is still within me. And to wanna work with somebody who just would rather just dilly-dally in their own bullshit, and like, you're irrelevant, that does something to you. The partners I've picked, it's just a string of my father with different faces. And it's such a shitty feeling. But no one can heal that but me. No one can heal that within you but you. And I understand that it's hard. It's hard to hold compassion for someone who maybe is not nice at all. And it's not to I know people say this all the time. It's not to forgive them. It's to release yourself, because you don't realize how it holds you down. It holds you back. It makes you second guess. It makes you stop. Like you jump ahead, you get excited, and then you're like, no, and you recoil. You don't realize how everything is connected. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but when spirit starts speaking, I cannot stop. So now I'm guided back to the cards. So this is a really long message, but despite everything that I've said, was so very heavy of a message. The ancestors that you do have, that you're healing, they stand behind you in a way you don't know. Because when I say ancestors, I used to think, especially like my grandma, my grandpa, you know, maybe another generation back after that, my great-great-grandparents. I'm talking back like Egypt. I'm talking back like Israel. I'm talking back like Louisiana. I'm talking back Renaissance. I'm talking back Civil War. I'm talking back like Greece. Okay? We don't think how far back it goes, like who we are connected to. And you have such a powerful, that's the thing. The generational curse breakers have such a job to do, but you're not alone in the job. Okay? Your family has your back in such a way. You have such a protective energy around you at all times because you're so special to the family line, because you're here to do such a big, grand thing. It's not a small thing. You think you're just showing up to work and you're creating your passions, but your life is like a whirlpool. You don't understand the momentum and the energy that starts, like when you start a whirlpool, you gotta go around a lot of times before like the current gets fast. Like you have a power about you, and you need to start understanding that or knowing that. And if you do already know that, really, really stepping into it, because you have people behind you who guide you constantly. Your intuition is everything. And I know a lot of people maybe don't want to, tap into that, or they're like, Your body talks to you every day, constantly. When somebody suggests something or somebody says something and your stomach drops, warning sign, danger, danger. Our soul, our mind, our body, it's a temple. It's connected to things we don't understand. You're not just like walking through life having feelings and tummy aches. Your body is speaking to you through the experiences that you don't want to fucking live. And you're not listening to your body. You're not listening to your gut. That throws you off your path. It takes you away from your purpose. It distracts you. Lock back in. They have your back. They're with you constantly. They're guiding you constantly. They're nudging you constantly. Learning how to listen to the nudges and not the anxiety and not the fear is such a big part of your healing. Because a mind ran by fear, you'll be out here walking wacky. A mind that decides from intuition, trust in your faith, whoever is yours, upstairs. You walk in purpose, you walk in confidence, you walk straight, steady, strong, and protected. You're always protected, okay? I need you to know that. You're not no small deal. You're protected in ways you don't know. But they don't want you with certain people. They don't want you in certain energies because they're hurting you, and you're important. You have an important mission. You have an important life path. They don't want you around people who can't see that, who diminish that, who disrespect that. They're like, don't talk to my baby like that, okay? They want you happy. They want you relaxed. They want you in a state of peace and ease. They want your nervous system to be able to breathe and like stay there. They don't want you to have like 5 seconds of quiet and then the rest of your life is chaos. They are nudging you out of chaos. And if you look at your life, you've probably slowly been cutting off chaos. And now you're alone and now you're isolated, and it's great because it's quiet. But like, you're also meant for so much more than just quiet. And the next card is Dance with Life. And exactly, you're made for so much more than just quiet, okay? You're not healing all these things, all these wounds for no reason. You're here to live a life of passion and joy and love and excitement and going out and plans in whatever way that excites you and dancing with life. And the truest way to learn how to dance with life is to learn how to dance with the sound that is within you. Again, your intuition, the nudges you get when you think that, no, I shouldn't do that, or no, I shouldn't go there, or yes, like your body pulls you. It's a call. Learning how to dance with yourself in life that way, you will find yourself exactly where you need to be every time, effortlessly. So the advice on this card is do something to change your energy. So like I said in the beginning, you are feeling vibrant and alive, and you're doing things you've never done before, and you're juiced up. And that's beautiful. So maybe it's just for some of you people who are excuse me, are feeling in that way. Pardon. Okay. It's just to continue doing what you're doing. But this healing is still underneath the surface, and this is just a message that it's something to pay attention to. The next card we have is Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Again, you gotta know who you are. You gotta know that what you do on a daily is not nothing. You gotta know that the way you impact people is not minimal. You gotta know that the way the light that people see you in is not dim. It's bright. And your confidence, it's you have to. It's hard to take a compliment. Sometimes taking a compliment, it's like, okay, please just keep it to yourself. Okay, I don't want it. It's easier to not get them than to receive them, because it's like, what do I do with it? But you gotta know that that's the kind of person you are. That's the kind of energy you embody. You affect people in a way, and they love it and they adore it, and some people want it and some people want to take it. So there's your discernment again, in learning your intuition on who's good for you and who's not. But you gotta know who the hell you are. Okay? You have information to give people. You have guidance to give people. You have a heart to give to people. You have a healing energy about you. And the more you discredit that, the longer you keep yourself away from what's meant for you. Now, you can't keep it away forever. You know, your path is destined. But the longer it'll take to embody, no. Other people can know who you are all day long, and they can tell you what they see within you. But if you don't see it within yourself, the longer it will take you to step into your purpose. And when I say your purpose, it's that thing underneath within you that you have, that you're not really sure where it's going to lead you, but you know it's meant for you. And I don't know why I want to clear the energy all of a sudden, but it's self-love. It's really self-love. It's really tapping into the beautiful person that you are. You know, you're not for nothing. You're not a nothing. Excuse me. Just a little clear the energy for some reason. Because it's starting to get muddy for me, and these people and their negative vibes be finding their way into these messages sometimes. I don't know how, but it's nothing witchy. It's just wow, I can't even think of what it's called, and I know what it's called. Forget it. Forget it. This is a heavy one, and I think I just need a second. So, yeah, so the next card is Star Mother, and it's how can you mother yourself? Okay? Because a lot of us, we had to reparent a lot of things about ourselves. You know, we had to be there for ourselves in ways that maybe other kids did not have to be. We had to become that stable, structured, protective energy for ourselves. And you also don't realize how that energy also heals your inner child. You know, that part of you that maybe didn't get protected in certain ways. They walk with you every day, you know, and the more unhealed we are, not saying you're unhealed, I'm just saying generally speaking, the more unhealed we are, the more hurt you carry in your heart. So this is an invitation just to think of what you can do right now with this crazy energy, which is clearly very, very high and very, very low as well, because the energy wants to skyrocket, but there's some things still weighing you down, and not in a bad way. We're human. We can't be perfect. You know, we're doing the best we can with what we got. So just have grace with yourself, hold space for yourself. And what can you do right now? Like really, what can you do in your daily life that that gives you like a loving touch? What can you do for you and your inner child that really makes you feel safe? That would make you feel safe and comforted. Because you deserve comfort. And I know how hard it can be when you're the only one out here giving yourself that comfort. And you have to be that person for yourself again. And I know how heavy that is. And I just want you to know that it's not going to last forever. Okay, we've been talking about it, how the energy is changing. And because when the energy changes, and when you start finding yourself in a new environment, you have to understand that the energy is different. The people are going to be different. Okay, and God and the universe again, you're doing such massive energy work, and you might not even realize it. The rewards that you have coming for you, and it's not just materialistic things. It's care, it's comfort, it's love, it's peace, it's softness, it's a life of just like a life that is equivalent to like a deep, relaxing breath. Because that's what you deserve. The kind of heart, the kind of pure heart you are, that's what you deserve. And you will have that in this lifetime. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to get discouraged because it's taking long. Because sometimes we think that the work that we're doing it to get somewhere or to get something. But the the way that you're healing yourself and dedicating yourself to yourself, God, that is a healing energy that is unmatched in this world. Not everybody has that. Not everybody can obtain that. Not everybody is capable of getting to that level of consciousness. I said it again, I'll say it again. My collective is a cluster of badass bitches. Okay? The way you heal people, the way you love people, you think it's nothing. It shifts them, even if they don't realize it. And the next card is the initiation. Now, this card, your life, it's been stormy. It's been, there have been snakes in the corner. There are snakes on this card, okay? There's been rocks, there's lightning, there's darkness. It's been a wild one, okay? But look where you are. You're almost there. Okay. I think, well, I know this message came through because this one's a deep one. This one's really intense. This one is heavy. And it's kind of like you're always going to be healing. You're always going to be growing. You're always going to be learning. But this one specifically is such a core wound for you that is really stepping on your movement forward. Not in all life aspects, but in one particular, depending on your situation. So, you're not in the dark. You're at the threshold, crossing the threshold, rite of passage. Yeah. Okay, keep going. You can fucking do this. You've done everything else. You are so capable. You are so strong. You are so resilient. You are so... It don't matter what they do. You're going to get back up every time. But this stage of your life is not going to be you just getting knocked down constantly. It's going to be other people finally uplifting you, other people finally meeting you where you're at. Excuse me. Yeah, I've had this message come through for a couple weeks, and I don't know if I put it in another one, but I just want to say this because this is also a reminder to you in this time that just because you can endure a lot, just because you have the capacity to hold a lot, to endure a lot, to move through, does not mean that that is your life destiny, okay? It does not mean that you have to remain in places that make you have to survive them. Okay? Just because you can hold it, just because your life has made you hold it, does not mean that you have to hold the weight of the world for the rest of your life. Okay? They're lessons. They're supposed to be lessons. They're generational lessons. You're not just healing you. You're healing a whole family line of pain. So take the lessons. Take away what you needed to learn from the situations and put the fucking weight down. Because just because you can hold it, just because you're strong enough to keep it up, does not mean that that has to be your life. It's not meant to be your life. It's meant to be a moment, and it's probably for you it was more than a moment, but when I think of like the span of your life, it was a time, okay, to teach you something that you really needed to fucking learn, and you learned it. Now put that shit down. Pardon me, okay? Let me back up. All right? You don't have anything to prove. There's nothing to prove. You're resilient as shit. You don't have to prove that anymore. You don't have to prove that you're capable of transmuting bad energy into good energy. You don't need to perform anymore. Just take the lesson, take the deep breath, and put it down, so that you can walk into this next phase of your life that is not so heavy. Okay? You've been pushing a boulder up a hill, up a mountain. It's not your rock anymore. Because the universe wants to give you a feather, okay? So put this shit down. Okay? Because the next card is play. All right? Have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. And that is so hilarious for such a serious message that the last card's like, don't be so serious. You silly little goose. But really, you know, because every day of every moment of our life, we're not doing shadow work, we're not doing healing, you know. So have fun in the places of your life that feel light, that allow you to express yourself, that allow you to be free. Don't stay in places that keep you small, that keep you stuck, that keep you down. Okay? Excuse me. Keep getting these little bubbles. And the last card that I will wrap this very long message up with is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? You are being asked to step up. Take the lead of this last core wound that you have, so that you can really embody who the hell you're meant to be in this world, the people you're supposed to impact. You have to understand that when you probably understand this already in a certain aspect of your life, but when you learn from these things, when you heal yourself in these certain aspects, you then have something to give somebody. Okay? I can be an example of that. Okay? The life that I've lived, I've healed a lot of things. I can give that to you, to offer you something, possibly. Okay, when you heal things, when you alchemize them, when you transmute them, you now have little nuggets of information, of wisdom that you can give the world, and it's seeds that are planted. And when you plant them, you change the world, because that person, now when that person goes to do something, they change their mind. They're like, you know what? So-and-so said this, I'm going to pivot. And they do something different. And then maybe somebody else does the same thing. Now you broke a chain of some kind. You broke a routine. You broke a mindset. You don't realize the beautiful impact you have on this world. You think you're just this meat suit. You're so powerful and you don't know it. I need you to know it. Okay? I really need you to start knowing it. Hello, my baby. Okay? Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Okay? Release yourself from the things that hold you shackled, that hold you bound, that hold you down, that keep you from where you want to go. Like, this isn't something that I'm like trying to like tell you to do that you don't want to do. You want to go places, you want to do things, you want to make shit happen. You want a life, a certain life for yourself, and you're bound to something. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, okay? None of this shit is easy. And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. But one thought that changes a perspective, that gives your heart a little more freedom, you do that a bunch of times over the course of a period of time, you start healing something that maybe you couldn't even look at once upon a time. And that is strength. That is a strength that you need to understand not everybody has. And then just look at the family line. However far back you understand about your family line. Not everybody had the strength to hold it, to change it, to transmute it, to heal it. You are a healer, and I need you to know that. Because the next phase of your life, you need to know that. What you do is not a small thing. How you do it is powerful and impactful. And when you walk out into the world, I need you to put some pep in your step. Know who the hell you are. Because you're my collective, and you are, what I say, a boss-ass bitch. Okay, so go conquer your day. I know this message was crazy long, but someone needed to hear it. This one's important. This one's deep. I'm so proud of you, by the way. Because you are such a healing soul. And the way that you heal this world and you don't even know it is such a beautiful thing. And I'm proud of you for showing up every day, even when you don't want to. And I'm proud of you for wiping the tears from your face and getting up and getting after the day when all you want to do is stay in bed. And I'm proud of you for your strength and how you just refuse to let the world take you down. I love you so, so much. Okay? And I will most definitely see you in the next one. Okay?